Movie Wars.
%100.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're already laughing mid-starting. This is Kyle from the Movie Wars podcast.
What up, it's Seth.
And we are so lucky to have a friend of the show. Last time, we literally rolled for 2 hours just laughing with our friend, the amazing comic, Dustin Chaffin. What's up, baby?
What's up, guys?
How are you, brother?
Back.
What have you been up to?
I'm good. I've been touring a lot. Been touring with Super Nate and doing some cruises, and yeah, been good. Landed twice. I've been out there. Just yeah, it's nice to be on land again. I tell you, I've been doing a lot of cruises, so I'm just I'm not doing this for
Don't have to walk a mile to get to breakfast.
Well, it's funny. We did that Nateland cruise, and like most of the comics that did the cruise hadn't been on a cruise before, and so they were just like they just had patches behind the ears. Some were like throwing up. Like it was hilarious watching all these like headliners, just like losing it. I was like, "Come on, you wimps!" Like it's a boat. Relax,
It's just water.
Which is hilarious. I know so many comics that don't live indoors in this country. So I mean, they come back from water to live in their car. So I mean, what are they bitching about?
Yeah, I mean that's the life. One nighter in a Camry. That's how most of us get started.
There were two.
That's a good movie. One nighter in a Camry.
I love my Camry. I remember when this was like 10 years ago when I got started in comedy. There were like two comedians that would roll up in their Winnebago van houses. It was amazing.
Wow. That's next level road warrior. Wow.
Totally. One of them is big in Atlanta now, but I don't know if he lives indoors now, but
car doors.
Yeah. I didn't realize there was that many, that much road work. Like you see a guy who's like, really, dude? Like how many comedy
Oh, no, there's no
zones
road
are there?
work.
Like,
they're just living in their cars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because it's very romantic if they're just like, yeah, I got a gig in this town and that town. I just drive, But it's almost sort of be like, do they give you a free room? I just, you don't have to live in your thing.
Just have to be able to pull it through a Burger King drive-thru. That's the one.
There you go. Well, we live off chicken fingers at the club. These guys don't. I don't think they realize the perks of.
Oh yeah, the perks are out. The perks are wild.
All those cents and dollars.
Yeah, that's why I like cruises. Cruises are great. You get that free food buffet, whatever.
And you get paid.
It's just like it's easy.
And you get paid.
You get paid, and what I like about it the most is you don't have to kill yourself over social media because it's like a built-in audience. Like if you play like a Looney Bin or something in Tulsa, like you're just like, hey man, come out and see me. Hey, you're just like killing yourself trying to get people to come out. And this is like, it's like they don't have anywhere else to go. It's either us or like, Harry Potter trivia,
Get on your dinghy.
They're just like, I guess we'll do comedy.
And it's Harry Potter themed if they're lucky.
Yeah.
Get on your dinghy boat, get on the ferry and come over to the cruise ship. Because I don't get paid if I don't get 15 people in here. Well, speaking of wild, I'm so glad to have you for this one because we had a ball doing Superman Returns. I think we might even have more fun with 1999, The Mummy.
Bum, bum, bum.
The Mummy.
I'm just going to start right off with a question. Fuck history. Is The Mummy just kind of the weakest, weirdest horror thing? I mean, when you think of just like the Frankensteins and ghosts, and when I see mummies, I'm just like, so what? You got Band-Aids on. Who cares?
I mean, I guess it's the idea that kind of predates zombies, the mummy coming back alive.
Yeah.
Like it kind of set up that idea for later in story history. But yeah, I don't know, something about it being completely wrapped up. Because if you actually know how the mummification process works, like they would not be able to get out of the linens that have them tied down. Like they wouldn't be able to get out of the sarcophagus. So yeah, it's kind of not scary in general.
Yeah, and their organs are in jars, so it's like they got nothing. They're coming back with nothing, man. It's like
2026. Who cares?
Can you imagine showing up in the afterlife with just an arm full of jars and just be like, "These are my innards. What am I supposed to do?"
I can't open the jar. Could
they pulled
somebody
my
help me
brain
get
out of my
this jar
nose.
open?
And is this accurate? Please correct my thinking, but I feel like I heard on a podcast recently that there aren't actually any bodies in any of the pyramids. Like they don't actually put them in there. Is that true? Like
The pyramids are not tombs, or at least the big ones aren't.
Why did I think that forever?
Yeah,
because that's what they just assumed. They decided that they were tombs, and so you clearly don't listen to enough Joe Rogan.
Well, I was educated in Arkansas. I was in the Arkansas public school system.
So the only pyramid you knew about was the Bass Pro Shop in Memphis,
and the Natty Light Can pyramid we'd make at the.
I got one in Vegas. That one's real. That one is probably full of like gamblers that owe debt.
Oh yeah,
there's definitely ones in that one.
Yeah, well. You kick us off, Dustin. What did you think about this thing? Did you see it when it came out, and did you watch it again? What are your thoughts? What do you think?
Oh, that's amazing.
Did I? Did I? Remember when they made such beautiful?
Yes, I do miss it.
You know, I guess they still. I think they do Blu-rays, but I don't think they do. Quite the
Steelbooks are the only cool thing they do now. They don't do those things.
Yeah, some of that stuff. Well, I am kind of posing though. This is my girlfriend's, but this is a big movie that we watched together. I was gonna act cool, like I own it. This is hers. So yeah, I'm torn between this movie because there's I feel like this movie has two sides of who I am. There's one side of me that's very cheesy and fun and able to kind of lose myself and kind of the 90s graphics of it and kind of the silliness and the bad one-liners and all that stuff. And the other ones is I think I'd just rather watch Raiders of the Lost Ark. You know what I mean? I'd rather watch something that's a little more kind of, whatever. So it's I go back and forth. But I do feel, speaking of a girlfriend, this is a perfect date movie. I didn't enjoy it as much by myself. But but when I'm watching it with someone who likes it or whatever, who gets into the romance part of it and all that stuff, then it's it's a great date movie. And kids, it's edgy enough. It kind of scares them, not too crazy. So I do like the movie, but like I said, I just battle between this kind of serious film guy and then just have fun at the movies. You know what I mean? So
it's funny you say that actually, because randomly today on Instagram, a quote from Roger Ebert showed up where he said, there is within me an unmasked hunger for preposterous adventure movies. I resist the bad ones, but when a Congo or an anaconda comes my way, my heart leaps and I cave in. The Mummy is a movie just like that. There is hardly a thing I can say in its favor, except that I was cheered by nearly every minute of it. I cannot argue for the script, the direction, the acting, or even the Mummy, but I could say that I was not bored, and sometimes I was unreasonably pleased. There's a little immaturity stuck away in the crannies of even the most judicious of us, and we should treasure it. So I feel like that's kind of a general feeling, because I felt the same way. There's so many things I could be like, that sucks, that sucks, that sucks, and I still had a great time coming out of it.
And then he died.
Yeah, I feel like this movie, it's so funny, this movie, because you could look at it and be like, this movie has everything. And then you could almost be like, it has too much.
That's what Kyle kept texting me the whole time he was watching it.
You didn't have to do it all. You could have just said, because part of it is because parts of it are just like Raiders of the Lost Ark, kind of. You have that thing. But the difference is Brendan Fraser at that time looks like such a headshot, whereas Harrison Ford looks like a real dude doing it. You don't think about him being an actor. You're just like, this guy could pull all this off. Whereas, with Brendan Fraser with his perfect bangs and his jaw and everything, I don't know. It cheeses it a little bit just because of his.
He brings it definitely 90s. To Old Spice commercial level.
But then there's parts of it that are like Evil Dead, animations, stop edit animation with the, and they use so many different effects that were just kind of groundbreaking in the 90s. Like nobody was doing some of that stuff. I mean, I think I read that Jurassic Park had 100 effects. This one had 245 different VFX and then early CGI. So it was but then you look back and you can really see that it's early CGI. Because I remember when I first saw that skeleton, the mummy thing where his face is coming back and you see his jaw hanging out. It was terrifying. Now I'm like, I got better graphics on my phone. But back then it was
it kind of felt like Fraser did not want to act here. It kind of felt like he had one demeanor Every line, even the smart ass lines, are just delivered with the same bangs, pompous kind of I'm just imagining them asking him to do 10 different takes, and if like we saw all the B-sides, they would just all be the exact smug same. I don't think he's doing anything. I don't think he puts any effort in here. I don't see any effort.
Well, apparently the hanging scene, he really almost died in that. Like they kept doing it over and over, and then they just tighten it up because it didn't look real enough, and then he like really
they had to resuscitate him,
and like it was a whole thing. Him and the director. Yeah, so that was that's probably the most real scene in the movie, just because he literally almost died.
That's when he decided he was going to do the whale.
20 years early.
But what a weird career. Yeah. What a weird career this guy's had. And then now you look at it, you're like, those are both Oscar winners. You wouldn't have thought that when you were watching this movie in 99 or whenever it came out. You just been like, there's no way these two are really going to blow up like they did. And then, just both Oscar.
And we got a guy here who plays opposite Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood. I can't remember his character's name, but the guy that's the backstabber with the red cap and he's like running around. Yeah, that's the guy that played Henry. And
he's funny. He's actually really he's the best actor in it. I
Absolutely.
think.
He plays Henry in There Will Be Blood. I could not believe that he was doing that because he was so good in There Will Be Blood. But here I'm like, what is this? Like, are you?
When they were at craft services between takes, that's not what they were thinking. One day I'm going to be working with Daniel Day-Lewis. One day I'm going to win an Oscar. Nobody was thinking that.
I will say the scene of him praying to all the different gods in all the different languages is just cinematic masterpiece. Like that is some of the best acting I have ever seen in my life. It's a great scene.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun scenes, and apparently, and then he did a lot of stuff nobody was doing yet, where it was just him in with a green screen, like all those fighting the skeleton. There wasn't even stunt guys there. He's just doing it. He's just literally going like this, and then they put it all in later. So some of that stuff was like, I guess before that's kind of how a lot of films are going to be made. You're just like, this is ridiculous. I'm just doing this, and how they're going to pull this off. Make it look real.
I was looking it up. This is considered like a landmark moment in visual effects history. In fact, 1999 was a pretty huge year for visual effects because we had The Matrix, we had Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, with so much going on. And I looked at The Mummy in this, and I was like, oh, that doesn't look great. And then I thought, oh wait, the only other real thing being done at the time was Jar Jar Binks, and it's pretty similar quality wise. The other big one was Stuart Little.
Well, The Matrix. Right.
Yeah.
Stuart Little.
The first photorealistic character in a movie like that. And apparently the hair simulations they had to do to get that right was just absolutely crazy and unheard of at the time. So it was a weird but big year for visual effects.
Yeah. And The Matrix came out that year, right?
Yeah. And the bullet time was like their big step forward in visual effects technology.
Mm.
Yeah, that's when we didn't look, like all those scenes, where they're flipping and stuff. You didn't think wires, because that was before. Now, when you see it, you're like, it's on a cable.
Or it's just animated.
Back then, you didn't. You just,
they're not doing that.
The good news is exactly 0% of this movie was filmed in Egypt. Exactly 0%.
Hey, and this is my favorite too. Zero Egyptians.
No Egyptians, no Egypt.
Just white dudes with spray tans. Like it was literally one Middle Eastern dude, and they killed him off pretty quick.
The most smug white actor we could find, who was better in Airheads.
We did Ben-Hur not too long ago, and the guy who won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor that year was a Welshman playing Sheik Ilderim in full brown body. Yeah, good old 1959. So,
I mean, it was the 90s. Nobody really, there was nobody to complain online or nobody, it's even if people did complain.
There was barely an online anyways.
It'd be everywhere.
Yeah,
there was nothing not like it was some message board somewhere that nobody cared about. But I don't know. It's like that's the little things that like probably would have made it more of a serious movie if you just had I think even the extras weren't even Egyptian. So it's like just a little bit of that stuff, but it felt very cartoony at times because of that, I think. But it's definitely a good time. But rewatching it was definitely not as exciting.
Yeah, you have to turn your brain off a little too much for it, I think.
Yeah. Well, we've seen so many good movies, when you guys are way young. So when you saw it, I'm sure you were just like, young.
I was in college
so
actually before I saw it.
Exciting. Well, that's still pretty young. I mean, it's exciting though when you're like 20s or whatever. But like, seeing it now, you're just like,
I won't drag us through.
You got to lose yourself.
I won't drag us through too much film history, but there is a version of this where I would have been excited because they were so in the late 80s is when they wanted to remake The Mummy, right? There was all this IP getting kicked around. In 1990, Clive Barker was heavily considered, and he was going to do a Hellraiser.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
I heard that.
And then George A. Romero.
And then they tried to make it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And they tried to make it like he was an alien, the mummy, I heard. And it was like that was the part of the script. And then Clive Barker was like, I'm out. And then Wes Anderson was somewhat involved. He got out. Yeah, it took him like 6 years to get this script together. Like it was like, and I think Tom Cruise was like, going to be the guy, and then which is funny because 20 years later, then he makes that Mummy, which
is way worse.
You owe this one an apology.
Yeah.
After you see this one, I think it's hard to make like the Mummy, like you were talking about, Kyle, up top, where you were saying it's not that the story itself is kind of ridiculous or whatever. So I think it is hard to make like a serious.
Well, that's
Mummy,
the reason we're doing it actually, is because Lee Cronin is making a serious Mummy, like an actual horror movie of the Mummy. So I'm curious to see what that's going to look like. That comes out when this airs. That comes out on Friday.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we just got kind of mummied out. And then I think I'm assuming when this movie came out, all that Egyptian stuff was happening in museums and like King Tut and like the Ramsey exhibits. And so people and a lot of young kids were getting into like, Egyptian stuff and mummies and all that. So I feel like that's probably the excitement of it. But I just don't know if it works as a movie sometimes. Like you said, you're just wrapping a dude and then like it's supposed to be something more than it, but I guess all the science and all the mystic stuff, maybe it makes it interesting, but I don't know, it just on camera it just seems off.
When you study Egypt, there's literally thousands of more interesting things to make a movie around. I mean, there's all these people that like went in, like, remember, have you read these stories about the archaeologists that went in and died of mysterious diseases after they left? Like there's all these random crazy, and now we have this stuff with the pillars that are underneath the pyramids that are these technological things. Like there's literally thousands of things more interesting than the mummies they could have made.
Well, yeah, and it's hard to be scared by a monster that's pretty much the presence of a cat just takes it out.
Yeah.
So, you're just like, well, it's just scary. This guy's gonna kill me, and then he's like, meow, and he's gone. And just like, so it's like the fact that a cat can take it down.
And that's the scene that took me out of the movie. I was already like, so my take is that I kept texting Seth, like I was halfway through. I was like, this movie is the busiest movie I've ever seen. It's just nonstop, boom, boom, boom stuff. And then I'm like, so you're supposed to be buying in that he's building, right? He's like taking flesh and he's building this skeleton. He's trying to achieve his form. And when he gets scared of the cat, he transports out in the dust cloud. It's like, okay, so he's weak and he's feeble and he's not up to his form yet. But this cat happens and he can transport dust and so he has that power. And that was my biggest thing. Not only was it super busy, I can just never get a gauge of where he's really at with his powers, because I feel like I was supposed to in that moment think he's still weak and he's trying to ascend to his natural form. But then the cat, he's like, I can disappear, and it's like, what the hell? Where's the consistency?
Yeah, he's in dust. Well, I think that's how Kitty Litter was born. Just a cat scared a mummy, and then you got kitty litter.
They were like, oh, we could actually use this. This is good.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. It's busy's. I mean, I don't know, but it's just that fun 90s thing, because 90s was great because everybody was experimenting and excited and people went to movies. And so it was a big deal to have something big. And then I read that like it didn't test well. I think like a lot of people just weren't sure about this movie. Like when, just the fact that, a mummy movie with Brendan Fraser wasn't going to be something they wanted to see. And then I guess they put all their money into like a Super Bowl ad and did like a trailer for the Super Bowl. And they put all the action scenes in it, the machine guns and all the craziness. And apparently that's what like blew it up. And so made people want to go out, and I guess it did really well.
Yeah. Eventually, I think it made almost $400 million
or something.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. And if you want to know, this is what convinced them to cast him. Summers, I think the writer, the producer, had been persuaded by Fraser's performance in George of the Jungle.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the director actually of the movie. Yeah, and he saw George of the Jungle and was like, that guy, that's my guy.
Yeah. So
but I think they went the right route because, I guess, I mean, I don't know. It's a weird movie because I feel like if you were to like piece it differently, would it be as good. And then, but it seems like they tried every angle before they got to this point, you know, with kind of the swashbuckler and romance and, you know, all that stuff. I think, because you're bringing in the best of the best. You know, Clive Barker, Romero, and Wes Anderson was interested. Like there was, far as, you know,
I cannot imagine a Wes Anderson mummy movie. Like, how absurd would that look?
Yeah. It's all about the
just.
I probably dig it though. I think his movies are so bad, some of them, but they're so good. You know what I mean? Some of them are terrible. There's that Dream one or something. The Wishmaster is so bad, but it's great.
It's just Bill Murray and Edward Norton just like having really like over scripted dialogue back and forth, and then suddenly in full symmetry, there's just a mummy behind them.
Yeah, and then it's all about
or you make it more campy, and which I think would have been better, because I feel like you take all these monster movies and it's like, you know, Frankenstein has I posted a thing, it was like, oh, enough with Frankenstein already, you know. It's like there's so many Frankenstein movies and I feel like, but once you add a little more humor, camp to things, I think like the best Frankenstein movie to me is Mel Brooks, you know, that's still the best. You know, so it's like, because it's like not taking itself serious, and it makes it even funnier, and you know, whatever. But I don't know, if you add a little camp sometimes, like I don't know, like some of the Dracula movies are sometimes are better when you've had the funny ones are better. Once Bitten is great, and there's if you've seen that one, but and then American Werewolf in London was pretty funny, and that was the werewolf,
super campy,
Boys, Yeah, Lost Boys is fantastic. Oh my gosh, I think that's like top 3.
Well, this little factoid might make you think a little differently, because I mean, here's the list of amazing, exciting whites that were going to play this role: Tom Cruise.
It's a safe room anyway.
Tom Cruise, who did eventually get his swing. Brad Pitt, it's just the casuals, right? This the Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. And the reason I mention this is because at the end of filming, after it was released and very successful, Fraser described himself building a quote-unquote exoskeleton for himself because he suffered sprains, broken limbs, and a severe back injury. And he was in and out of hospitals for 7 years following the trilogy. Tom Cruise would not be going to the hospital for this. No.
He would have done all his own stunts. He would have complained about getting strangled. Like, he would just
he would have broken his leg and walked it off like a man.
Like a man, and he would have sprinted.
And but here's the thing with Tom Cruise, like if they were going to make it funny, like they tried to do a little bit in this movie, I feel Tom Cruise got funnier as he got older. I feel like he didn't have those chops in those early movies. We didn't have
Tropic Thunder Tom Cruise yet.
He got funnier, and then some of the other movies after that, he's pretty funny in. Even in Reacher, he's kind of funny. Like there's certain movies where he's a little funnier, and then it's like, but those early Tom Cruise was like just zero in Scientology. You know, it was just crazy Tom Cruise. So it'd been interesting.
Randos.
Yeah, we kind of just glazed over. Yeah, love them. We kind of went. You actually did the first one, which is great, with him choking to death. So X that off the list. You have done your research, sir.
Sorry, I did my research. I didn't mean to.
I'm happy, and you delivered it better than I would have. So Rachel Weisz's horror during the rat scene was real, and they apparently never tried it again. The final sequence of the rats crawling all over was not a performance. It was her reaction. It was genuine, uncontrolled horror. And so they actually kept that scene in. Yeah.
No, I mean, it makes sense. Whenever someone's actually scared, it's way better than someone pretending to be scared.
And I think these actors need it. I think there should be one scene a movie where we really test these people. I mean, you know, we have to watch the Oscars, and they're so, you know, they're just so smart, and they're so much better than all of us. Like throw them in a rat pit.
Yeah. Well, with that, I read that scene where the guy was covered in the locust, they had to do like something like 20 takes because he just could not stop smiling and squirming while they were crawling all over his body. And he was like, it tickles.
You guys are freak. Yeah, I mean, sometimes actors do get scared, you know, like I think who's it? Shelley, what's the one?
Shelley Duvall.
What's her name? Shelley Duvall. Yeah, like apparently, like I mean, Jack was really losing it, and she, you know, towards the end there, she's like, "All right, I think he's gonna kill me." Like she really, and I think that's when they eventually, you know, take the shot. People, but yeah, I think it takes a while for people to just get a genuine fear.
I was shooting a short film for a horror competition once, and part of the story involved a guy falling down the stairs and people in the other room hearing it and reacting. And we did 4 takes, and none of the people in the shot were really reacting the way I needed them to. So I didn't tell anyone, but I went into the other room, yelled action, and then I just gave like the most blood curdling scream that I could, and everyone freaked out and ran over because they thought something was actually wrong. And I was like, no, but that was exactly what I was looking for. Thank you. Let's move on.
Oh, look at you, Stanley Kubrick. I like it.
I'm willing to get my hands dirty to get the shot, okay?
Yeah. No, I love that. But yeah, I don't know. Let's go to another movie.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
The Mummy Returns.
No. I
See if there's any.
I'll do any movie. What do you got? What do you want?
RoboCop, let's go.
Now, I think what's interesting about this is it's like they took it. It's it's a movie from the 30s, so it's basically a remake, and just all the stuff, all the horror stuff. So I feel like all those horror things that the monster movies, I guess you would call it. The werewolf and Dracula and Frankenstein. I mean, that was everything, back when movies really started to kind of pop with sound. I think it was one of the first movies with sound was kind of the monster movies and stuff, So it's like, and it's basically, you could compare it to, I guess, Marvel stuff, how much, the universe kind of just exploded and stuff.
It like started with monster movies,
like
went to detective movies, went to spaghetti westerns, then kung fu movies, and now we're at superhero
it kind of
movies.
started everything. It got people excited to go to the movies and like these characters, and then there was an offshoot of every movie, just like, Frankenstein's bride, Frankenstein's cousin, Frankenstein's neighbor, like they just kept going and going with different variations of
random
these
little girl
movies.
who lived 4 houses down from Frankenstein and watched him walk out and got scared.
Yeah, the mummy goes to college, and I think they just kept kept going and going with this stuff. So I think it definitely so it's a great story, in the sense of like I feel like The Mummy is almost like more interesting, how these movies got made and why they were made and the stories behind them and stuff like that than the actual movies sometimes. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Did your research show that there was only one take for the library collapsing scene?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
one take, because it said that it was going to take them an entire day to reset everything. So they were just like, screw it, we got one chance, let's do it. Mm-hmm. And I will say that's one shot I think they absolutely nailed. But my thought the whole time was, who sets bookshelves up like that? Who's setting them up where it's an actual circle and there's shelves that are angled on the corners? Like, who does that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a hacky scene now, because I feel like I've seen it like 5 times.
I'm sure Scary Movie parodied it at one point.
After another. Yeah, for everybody kind of does that, but there's some, there's some practical effects and things like that are interesting. But it is like just that early CGI stuff, just like because I think I talked about it last time, like Spawn, I love, and movies like that, and I just feel like they were just made too early. And this will be interesting because they're doing another one, right? With
they're doing a 4th one
and Rachel and stuff. Yeah, so that'll be interesting because they have all this technology now and stuff, and we'll see if it's like more convincing.
It is crazy to me that Lord of the Rings came out 2 years after this. They were filming Lord of the Rings while this movie was being released, and in 2001 is when it came out, and it's just night and day difference.
It is. That still holds up. I mean, especially in our house, we're big nerds for that.
Oh,
we
same.
Watch it all the time. But it holds up. It doesn't feel like of the era. It just feels
it's
like
timeless.
An amazing movie. Like you don't think about, this is 90s or early 2000s or whatever.
Yeah. Another reason, I actually read this too, Seth, on your bookcase thing. Another reason they didn't want to do another take is because after they all collapsed, they were like, this is really dangerous. They said they were shocked that nobody got hurt, and they were kind of like, not only did they not want to set up again, it's like, we could easily kill somebody with this. Like this was dangerous.
Yeah. That's also a 2-day setup, man. Get back in
easily.
Like that's
like there's so much that would have gone into it. Yeah. It's a great shot. Like I'm glad they nailed it the first time because it's one of those. If that had gone wrong, I cannot imagine what they would have had to do.
Yeah. But I think, for me, it's like, I think the dialogue felt dated. As the special effects felt dated, and then the humor. Whereas like you watch Raiders now, he's still hilarious. It still holds up because it's like it's effortless. it's not trying to be that like here's something crazy that happens. Let's do a funny line. Like it did. That's what this movie was. It was like something ridiculous, and then somebody would say something silly, and whereas like some movies, I feel like they have humor, but it's not forced. This movie seemed like it forced.
We covered The Naked Gun not too long ago, and it's like I almost feel like The Mummy could have gone that direction where literally every line is a joke, because I feel like they tried a little too hard when it was serious, and that kind of made it look like the humor was also trying a little too hard.
Yeah, it's but it was a good time.
Another reason that would be hard is because this isn't a rando, but I had a really hard time because the guy who played Ardith Bay, it's Oded Fair, I think is how you say his name, was the gigolo in Deuce Bigalow, male gigolo. And that's the only other thing I've seen him in that I remembered. And the whole time, every time he's on screen, I was just like, is he going to do the gigolo thing? Did you guys do Deuce Bigalow?
Is that the guy that was her brother?
No, he was. He's the long-haired bodyguard guy.
The Magi guy. Okay.
Yeah, he was. What's his face from SNL? He's only known for political stuff. Rob. Who am I thinking of? Rob Schneider. Yeah, Rob Schneider.
Okay,
And he is like as the gigolo in that movie. He is so like to the nth degree. A freaking gigolo. And so every time he's on screen, I'm just thinking of him as a gigolo. So I never could take that character seriously at all. Even when he's shooting people with a shotgun, I'm like, where's the condoms? It's
Well, what's funny is he was supposed to be.
I feel like if we panned your room, there would just be like a full-size poster of him in a Speedo.
Rubbing himself up with oil.
Well, what's funny is his character design. He was supposed to be covered in tattoos. And when they cast him, the director was like, no, we can't cover up that beautiful face.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
It's a very nice face.
Yeah, and I think, like I said, I was talking, with the date movie, it's like I think that a lot of things were conscious of that. Just like like she's hot and pretty and funny and smart in the movie and everything. So guys are attracted to that. And then Brendan had his look in that time. Then you have some other handsome dudes. So it's a good like I said, a good.
It's a Hallmark horror movie.
Everybody's getting something. Yeah, exactly. That's probably the best way to put it.
Yeah. Expanding on the rando earlier about Clive Barker. So more specifically, James Jack said that Barker's version was dark, sexual, and filled with mysticism. And he said, and eventually it got nixed because it was quote unquote too weird. And the first thing I thought was, if Barker's doing this, the Mummy's wearing leathers. There's just no way. There's no leathers. The he just cannot get away from the pseudomasochism. It's
bunch of random and piercings.
Yeah, I mean, Pinhead would have made he would have made a great like mummy. Great.
Make it now. Bring his cut.
Well, it did kind of have some Clive Barker stuff. It had a puzzle, I think they might have taken some of that, Had like the weird puzzle thing with the map in it, but nobody died when they opened it, but still.
Probably still a movie I'd rather watch than this one.
Well, I'll send it to you and just send it back if you want. This is I don't know if there's like there's two in here, so I think there's like a, I don't know, director's cut. Maybe that's the one everybody should have seen.
We need the Sommer's cut.
Yeah, we need more. I needed more. That's what I always said with the Snyderverse when we covered it. Seth is like, yeah, you know what, make this movie better? Add an hour and a half to it. give me an hour and a half more of this, and it'll get better.
I need an hour and a half more of Gal Gadot trying to act.
Last rando. This is kind of a funny, because so you talked about the visual effects, and there were 245 visual effects scenes that were filmed, which was pretty groundbreaking for the time. But
also
there's
nothing compared to today.
True.
That's nothing. Avengers had 3,000 shots that had to be visual affected.
But there's one stupid little practical effect here. And so toward the end, when there's hail coming from the sky and all the stuff is raining down from the sky, that was dog food painted white. I don't know why dog food.
The right size, I guess. You just need that kibble shape.
Yeah, it's just random. Movies are funny. It's like, what can we use? It's like, is that a pet store over there?
I'm pretty sure during that scene, a couple of stunt guys had to go to the hospital because they got set on fire.
It's like, I think the budget was too high. I think I heard it was 60, then I heard it was 80 million. It's like, I think it's like, that's when you have too much budget, when you're just doing too much, like if you gave the Terrifier director, just let that dude do it, it would just be all practical effects. You probably do it under 20 grand. But yeah, I think when you have too much, access to things, I think that's when you're putting in too much, because it's like, you're just not. Because I think originally Rick Baker was going to be involved, and that probably would have been a way better movie, because it's like, I love practical effects. I mean, I'm over the whole CGI thing too. So it's like, if something like that probably would have made it way more exciting, I think.
Totally agree. The questions. So this is kind of funny. I sift. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say it's way more fun to shoot at Superman. We're doing the best we can. We kind of ran out early with this thing. We're like, all right, man. Yeah, we tried. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff going
Your
on.
joke though about the glasses. Still, I told somebody about that the other day, about how you were like, you're like the difference between Clark Kent wearing glasses and now. I was like, whoa, wait a second, who? That was the funniest part of that podcast.
Yeah. It was easier to make fun of Superman. The movie's tough, man. It's tough to make the movie. It's tough to make fun of it. Like, it's just,
it's so beloved despite how just poorly it's aged.
Yeah.
Oh, the movie itself. Yeah, I think it's beloved by just Brendan Fraser fans. I don't know if it's beloved as the movie The Mummy. I mean, my girlfriend loves it, but she also loves him, and so she whatever. But I don't know. But that's the thing, is like, with his career is so weird. So it's like, because I mean, I remember seeing School Ties, and that changed me. I was like, this movie's amazing. And then he just, you think like, this is going to be the guy. And then he goes off and does those, George of the Jungle and all that crap. And you're just like, I almost like, he should have fired his manager pretty early. Like, I feel like, he made some weird choices, because I really feel like he probably could have gone down another road. And then, of course, he wins the thing later in life, because, make it.
But that was after he went into obscurity, like stopped acting for like 10 years. And that was his comeback.
Yeah, and it's, and that dude, I mean, that director, make anybody come back. Look what he did for Mickey Rourke and whatever. Like, that guy's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I sift Reddit for a lot of these questions, right? Because I'm just curious what's in the ether.
Yeah.
So there are ardent defenders. Maybe your girlfriend's one of them on these Reddit boards, but is The Mummy the best adventure film of the 90s? And that's not Indiana Jones specifically, but here's some other ones.
There wasn't an Indiana Jones in the 90s, was there?
I do think. Yeah.
Was that in the 90s? I thought that was 89. Okay.
So.
Yeah, and to give you some just different flavors, Jurassic Park's in there as kind of in that genre. Braveheart's kind of pushed in there, even though that's more of an epic. Jumanji, Hook. Some people say The Lion King, which I'm kind of like, George of the Jungle. Then some more George of the Jungle. I know. Seriously, it's on this list. I don't make the lists. The list, I don't know where they come from. Someone's ass. The Ghost in the Darkness, which that's a cool one.
What's that one?
That's Michael Douglas and Val Kilmer. I think Val Kilmer's in there. That's when they're trying to hunt the lions that killed people, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was pretty disturbing.
Here's one for you.
Yeah.
Robin Hood. The Kevin Costner Robin Hood's on this list.
Oh, and which that one I love so much, because Alan Rickman got on set and realized how much of a train wreck that movie was, and just decided to go full actor. Was like, screw it. If everyone else is going to try to play their character straight, I have to be so over the top in order for them to even look a little bit like they're acting.
Yeah, that's another one. That's similar to this one in the sense of like, it's like the characters and stuff feel like it's not, accurate at all or whatever, but it's a good time. You got a Bryan Adams song in there. You got like, Costner was the top of his game. Like, it was, Morgan Freeman, there's a lot going on that you love. And it's funny, my girlfriend, it's like when she was a kid, she said she always liked the villains. And so the villain, that dude with the deep voice, is like, so you can tell why she's attracted to me, like just guys that look like scumbags. But it's like, so I think that's how I pulled that off.
Hey, lean into your strengths.
Yeah. But it's a very similar movie in a lot of ways. I think Robin Hood is not that much better of a movie. it's just seen as more of a serious movie because Costner was kind of seen as more serious. Because he had Dancing with Wolves, and so he was kind of on this run, The Untouchables. Like he had these like kind of really great movies, and so you just think it's better than it is. And so, because that's the thing, when you think of The Mummy, you also think of George of the Jungle, so you automatically go to like Airheads, This Guy's a Cheese, or whatever. And so I think that hurts it too. Just the movie choices he made after this make you think of this movie being cheesier than it.
I still think Airheads is his best movie. I think it's hilarious. It's a great metal movie.
That's a funny movie. Yeah, well, it's not trying to be anything but what it is. It's silly. It kind of makes fun of the genre of like grunge music and like everybody wanting to be in a band. And I think, should we wait or we're just going to let him? Oh, we lost him completely. All right, we have a new podcast now. I'm Dustin Chaffin, and
we're going to do...
this is Kyle.
We're going to do a different movie.
We're going to do a new show now.
Anything on my shelf. Anything. Jerry Maguire.
Just do a random pull. I used to have a vinyl. I just grab a vinyl on my vinyl show and just see what it was. Just like blindly grab something, see what happens. Till it gets back. You can't look at it. You just got to grab it.
Oh, there he is.
Hey, I'm back.
There he is. We trashed you for 2 minutes. It was great.
Did you squeeze one out?
Absolutely.
Did you?
So one funny thing we were talking about with, I was thinking about a tendency in the 90s, and this is actually a credit to The Mummy because they didn't do this, but you were talking about Robin Hood did this. I thought Batman Forever and Titanic were 3 examples. What was with, it didn't matter the genre or what kind of movie it was. Why did we have to add a ballad? Like you said, the Bryan Adams song, and then Batman Forever, and I love that song by Seal. I'm actually this may be weird. I'm a diehard Seal fan, but
we know. We could tell.
Kissed by a Rose, and then Titanic. I mean, what was with the 90s? It did not matter what genre. Someone was out there like, we got to get a ballad on this thing.
Yeah.
Well, Titanic makes sense. That makes sense. It's like the ultimate love story, heartbreak. That makes sense. But when you're going Batman ballad, the 2 baddest dudes in like story history, Batman and then Robin Hood. I mean, these are badasses, and then they get a ballad. Like that's when it's just like, you're just selling out to,
that was kind of the pop music of the 90s. Like was all ballads. Like it kind of snuck in through the late 80s, and then all of the 90s was just straight ballads.
Everything was about like all these great bands were great, and then they just Aerosmith was amazing, and then they started doing ballads. Guns N' Roses was phenomenal, and they started doing ballads. Like there's just certain bands that just everybody. That was the thing in the 90s. You just needed some sappy ballad, and because that's how you made money. Motley Crue, like they did. They have so many other great songs, but the song that would hit like worldwide and get to the top of the charts was some sappy love.
And then Robin Hood went the way of Predator, and it did the post-roll credits, and it was the slow-mo video, like Kevin Costner as Robin Hood, and he's there, like he turns to the that's what they did. When did they decide to do that? Like, when is it not enough to just roll the credits and they're like, we got to do one more thing here? Like, we just got done with this shit fest that was Robin Hood. We're gonna not even do regular credits. We're gonna do one more nugget. Why? Like Predator, I loved it because I'm just that diehard of a Predator fan. I'm like, sure, it was a great movie, but with Robin Hood, I'm like, what? We got more to say. We got more to do here.
Sometimes it's just not enough. You gotta take it the extra mile.
Just roll them. Roll the credits.
Yeah.
I think that's just too many suits in an office. That's what that is. You know what I mean? It's too many people having opinions on how to make this thing become a hit. You don't have the ballad. You need the ballad. Oh, you don't have the slow-mo shot at the end.
I'm friends with Seal. He'll do the ballad.
Yeah, well, every movie now is Hack and Marvel where they do a thing at the end, and it's like a little thing to it's like everybody's just trying to do too much to be like everybody else is successful.
Like even Sinners, I was surprised that there was that mid-credits moment where the 2 of them come back. Like it would have fit perfectly before the credits rolled. Like why didn't we just put it there and then let the credits be the credits?
Yeah.
Like that's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Did
you guys cover Sinners? You did, yeah. And what was?
I loved it.
Did you guys like it, or was it?
No, I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. For me, the use of the ultra wide anamorphic frame along with the super tall IMAX frame was super cool to see.
Yeah, it looked great. It looked great. Yeah, it definitely looked great. But I was mixed about it. I love the soundtrack. I have it on vinyl. It's fantastic. And the music, that one scene where they kind of like mix all the modern music in with the blues and all, that enough was like, for me, I was like, that's amazing how they did that. But that scene at the end is like, but it's like, to me, I love that movie because Buddy Guy gets his flowers, and that's why I love that movie. He's one of the best blues guitarists of all time. He's like 90 something and he's still out there playing. Like not to name drop, but I was hanging out with Derek Trucks, pretty big guitarist, and he was talking about, Buddy Guy and like how he just like, he still loves it. He gets out there and plays. And so for a guy like that, this movie really propelled him. And it got some young person to probably, listen to blues for the first time. And so that's why I love that movie. But it's, it's got some holes.
Oh, definitely. That's why I think it deserved all the Oscars it was nominated for, but I'm not surprised it only won 4.
Yeah. I had a funny trail of thought there when we covered it, because I was like, I don't think it's a 16 Oscar movie, but then I thought, who gives a shit about the Oscars? I'm like, who cares? I mean, it's the dumbest thing now. I haven't cared about an Oscar, but since the Oscars I care about, I wasn't alive for. It's like 73 was a good year, It's like,
I think the last time I cared about the Oscars was when Dallas Buyers Club started winning all those awards.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Oscars used to be cool. Like when Marlon Brando won, he had like a Native American. Who
wasn't even Native American.
Accept the award.
No,
she wasn't.
That was the thing. She ended up not being Native American. Yeah.
Oh, really? That's hilarious. But she was hot though. That
was the most. That's the most Brando thing ever.
There's some hot chick with brown hair. Yeah. So the Mummy how many nominations did the Mummy
get? Did it get any?
I'm kidding. It got one. It won for sound.
That, that would track. It of all the things that it was wrong with the movie, the sound design was not one of them. The sound design was genuinely the most terrifying part of it.
Mm-hmm. So I think where we landed on that question was it the best adventure film? And the answer was, there were some weird moments in the 90s.
The 90s was a weird time for action adventure.
I'm satisfied with that answer.
Honestly.
Is that it? Was that your list? You didn't have anything else? There wasn't. I feel like there's half a list there. That was it? It was.
Those are just the ones that kind of stuck out. I mean, there's a bunch. But the thing is when you pull adventure list, it's vast. I mean, they put like Mission Impossible on there. The First Night.
When was Highlander? Was that earlier?
Yeah, I think 84. Right? It's a better film than this.
I'll put it this way. Of the movies that came out, especially in 1999, I feel like Stuart Little is a better action-adventure movie than this is. I would rather follow the trauma of that little mouse than watch Brendan Fraser go through this again.
What about romance action? Like that's what this is to me, kind of, And their chemistry was good, I like a good flirty movie, I mean, it's like, I guess they end up together.
They're married in the second movie, and then Rachel Weisz doesn't come back for the third one.
Yeah, he kind of forced himself on her when he was, locked up. Just kind of planted that kiss out of nowhere. She's like, "Whoa, easy, not consent."
I mean, he was going to die anyways, so I feel like that was his motivation.
I've never cared so little for a couple. Like I could care less if they got together. I was like, I hope they both die. I just don't even. I hope the Mummy wins.
Lock them both in a tomb.
I hope the guy that's scared of cats wins. That's where I landed on this thing.
Don't let Harrison Ford hear you. He's right over there.
Okay, Harrison Ford.
That's my cat.
This is another interesting tidbit I came across. There are people making arguments for this. Is Brendan Fraser one of the most underrated action stars in Hollywood history?
I mean, I feel like he's kind of the best of the worst as far as action movies are concerned. Like, he was getting into the role, but I don't know if it just wasn't like he wasn't given enough to do anything with, or if he was just so stressed out from the filming conditions. Because I heard that like there were snakes and scorpions everywhere, and multiple crew members had to be airlifted out from getting bit by snakes. Like the shooting of this sounded so stressful that I feel like he just only had the energy to hit the one note that he hit.
Boo-hoo.
Yeah, and he's just got that dumb face. Like it just doesn't. It just, you don't buy him. You know what I mean? Right. You're just like, dude, you go to a tanning salon, you get mani-pedis. Like it just, Yeah, it's just like I said, like the beginning about like Harrison Ford. Like that's a dude, man. Like that's just a dude that was a carpenter, and then now he's an actor. But you don't even think about him being an actor when he's doing his roles. It's just like you lose yourself because you just, I don't know, like he just comes off like, you know, like a movie star as opposed to somebody that's really kicking ass in a movie. Like
he's no John Wick.
Buy it, you know.
Well,
yeah, I buy it with Wick, you know, with Keanu a little bit, just because he's a surfer and kind of a rugged guy. Like, it's just you buy him kind of kicking ass. Like, you know, now, I think he is really good at jiu-jitsu and all that now. Like, he's like it's like a real dude. Whereas, like, you know, I don't think real dudes would have complained about almost getting strangled on set. You know, I think that's what happens, bro. We got that shot, didn't we? Yeah, almost
Gregory
died.
Peck would have just stood up and be like, "Cool, we going again?"
Yeah.
Yeah, you think Ben Foster's going to complain? You know,
Kevin
what I mean?
Costner would not have complained.
Yeah, I want to.
He might. Well, he complained that they had his bald spot. You know, they didn't digitalize that out or whatever. Like he's got other things he's going to complain.
Yeah, I just want to see footage of Brendan Fraser bitching about those injuries to Clint Eastwood, like in a real situation. And Clint Eastwood's just like chewing wood, you know, just like got a wood chip in his mouth.
He's just sitting there thinking, remember the days when John Wayne would go shoot in a nuclear crater and then he just suffered through stomach cancer till he died. That's a movie star.
That's a movie star.
Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting, the new one, because he doesn't look like that anymore. And so it's like he's a little more, you know, just kind of
they'll Iron Man it. It'll be the only real thing will be his face, and then his hair and everything else will be animated.
No, I think they're gonna make it. Obviously, he's old. It's gonna be all those jokes. I can't do what I used to do, and you know, it's gonna be all that, like they did with Harrison Ford. You know, but even old Harrison Ford, I buy more than young Brendan Fraser. You know what I mean? Like pulling off scenes or whatever. Like actually fought dudes, and he didn't fight dudes. A lot of times, just swinging in a green screen. I think that had a lot to do with it too.
Yeah, you.
But Bruce Campbell, I believe, when he's fighting, you know, skeletons, I believe it. And he's over the top,
he's the man.
You know, movie star. You know, he's making fun of the whole thing as he goes. But I, for some reason, buy him. You know, with like fake skeletons or whatever.
Just give him his boomstick, and he's good to go.
Yeah,
yeah. And he nails the funny. And talk about a guy that nails the one-liner. And so, I mean, think about him. Think about him casting the Mummy. That would have been an amazing movie. I think that would have been the funny parts, the way he would flirt with her, the way he would, you know, all that would just been so much.
The movie.
You know, and that's the thing. I think if this movie had gone full camp and like Bruce Campbell-esque, I think, or with him actually would have been the best part. But I think it would have worked better if they just, instead they were trying to do too much, like we already talked about, trying to do, like they did, basically it's 10 different movies. And so it's trying to be the, you know, like you said, the Hallmark, whatever. And it's like, you know, action thing or horror film. And then it's also trying, you know, to be the family movie. It's trying to be a romance movie. It's trying to be the action movie. It's trying, you know, instead of just being a full camp action movie, it would just, I think it would have been a lot more interesting and funny.
And I'll give them this. They swung for the fences. Like they swung hard. They really tried to do a lot with this movie.
Well, when you got 80 million, it's pretty easy.
A lot of swinging.
If we all had 80 million to make a movie like that, you know, it's like, I think you're gonna swing.
Man, Dustin totally nailed my answer. And here's what I'll say, and you guys know this. I am Arnold and Sly are like my heroes. Those are my childhood heroes. And I think you could say what you want about Keanu and Bruce Willis and Arnold and Sly, but when you watch Fraser try to do the action stuff here, I think it should increase your respect because yes, I know Arnold's not a world-class actor, and I know he's not one of the best, but no one freaking carries an oversized machine gun and a cigar with the confidence and just I'm going to shoot the forest. That's what he did in Predators. Like, I'm just going to shoot the forest down.
I'm going to attack the trees.
And that's what they did. They literally just shot and no one does it better.
I mean, no one does it better, and he barely speaks English, and he can crush those one-liners better than, you know, Brendan Fraser, who probably went to Juilliard or something. And so it's like, you know what I mean? It's like he can barely speak the American language, and he is able to nail these lines,
Kyle.
and we all repeat them. We all repeat them in his voice. That's how good they are. I can barely speak, and then he ran a state. I mean, the guy's doing everything. It's like,
Dude, and he's got lines out the ass. He's talking the whole time. Every time something happens, Brendan Fraser's got a schmarmy thing to say. And Arnold's just like 4 lines per movie. And every time it's just like destroys.
I mean, and Man Crush too. Him in Predator, when he comes out of the mud and he's got those perfect pecs and he's just like, I mean, we all did push-ups after that. We were just like, this is incredible. Look at this.
I'm going to get pumped up.
So yeah.
Sly too in Cobra, you know, he's just like, I mean, crime is a disease, I'm the cure. You're like, that's cheesy, but fucking I love it. I do it.
I think that might be one of my favorite Sly movies. It's just something about it. It's just like, it's got some, and it's funny and not trying to be funny. Like when he gives that guy a wedgie who's like messing with his car or whatever, like this like Vato guy, and he's like, he gives him like a wedgie with his freaking pants. It's like, that's hilarious. And he's not even trying to be funny. It's like, that's just what the Cobra does.
For me, it's the workout sequence in Rocky IV, like where he's hanging off the loft of that barn, doing those full sit-ups, carrying the log up the mountain. Like that's
Rocky IV is your favorite? Yeah. Out of all the Sly stuff, really?
I will say this: I have not seen a bunch of Sly movies, but especially as far as the Rocky movies are concerned, it's not the best, but it's my favorite.
I
have seen First Blood, and I think he put in a great performance in that. But Rocky IV is so enjoyable.
Well, what's funny, I'm sure you guys know this, but like if you read much about First Blood, apparently that movie was set up in more of a campy one-liner type movie. Where he said a bunch of funny things or like, you know, smart ass stuff or whatever. And then they watched it. They said, this is terrible. And they just basically took it out where he's got like maybe he has like 12 lines. So, and that made it so much better.
One speech at
he
the
didn't
end.
talk. He just, yeah. Well, the Colonel does all the talking, which is great. Because he nailed without him, that movie doesn't work like it does. It's like
if you want to talk about somebody who's closer to what's happening here and completely kicks Fraser's ass, it's Bruce Willis, because Die Hard kind of was this new. That was kind of the line of demarcation between the Arnold Sly era, because Bruce looks good, he's jacked, but he's more of an everyman kind of. Yeah, and he has a lot of dialogue. Die Hard, he's always talking, but it's delivered perfectly. It's hilarious and it's great. Fraser doesn't even touch that, and that's even more his style here, what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. School Ties, like I said, I think that was also a very well written movie. It was also like we hadn't had a lot of movies like that yet, with racism and things like that. So it was like kind of a, it kind of, especially for young people, like there was other stuff like Mississippi Burning probably around that time. There was stuff that was maybe like intense and whatever, but to see like young people doing that, it was kind of a new thing. But I feel like, I don't know. I feel like Brendan's not as good an actor, unless he's maybe in a fat suit directed by a genius, than we think he is. I mean, a lot of that stuff he's done is just, Airheads is good, but you would be good in Airheads. You got Buscemi, you got Sandler, you know what I mean? I'm just saying. And then the movie itself is about a ridiculous thing and making fun of grunge. Yeah. So it's like, I think that movie as a whole, anybody's going to be good in that. So, but when you got to carry it yourself, what makes Bruce Willis so good is, he's delivering those lines, but he's also delivering those lines with pain, and like you could tell that he just stepped on glass when he says that. That you could tell he's at his wit's end when he delivers that yippee-ki-yay, and like you feel him. It's not just a line. You feel him through the line, and that's where you don't feel anything in this movie. And let's say it's real. Let's say there's a freaking mummy coming at you. I think you'd be a little more terrified than just whipping out a one-liner. And so, that's the difference. Even Arnold, like he was terrified. And as big as he was physically, you could tell he was still terrified. So I think that's the key. I don't think he was scared enough with all this crazy shit happening, and then it just kind of came off like, I'm just going to give a movie line instead of like, oh shit, this thing came back to life. Oh, what are these Beatles doing? What the fuck? What is going on right now? What, and nobody even made mention to the cat, in that scene or whatever. So it's like, just there are a lot of things missed, but I think it's like you still have to pull off, and the reason Raiders Lost Ark and all that works is because you really. You feel like Indiana Jones in those movies. You know that he really hates snakes, and he's really like exhausted from running from this ball, and like all these things that are happening to him. it's the acting is so good from like the reactions to what's going on. Whereas I feel Brendan, the reactions aren't as strong as they could have been. Even though it is like a fantasy movie, you still got to make it us feel like
well,
that's
I think
really
you nailed it at the beginning. He's like too polished. Like there's no rough edge to him. Like even when he is kind of disheveled in the prison sequence, like he's still too polished. Like his speech is too perfect. He doesn't feel like you're the low life that he's supposed to be societally in the movie.
Yeah, even when he's like scruffy, he just looks like a model. Yeah, he's just perfect. It's like it's still washed hair. Like, come on, dude. You
I'm just imagining Arnold taking down the mummy and going, "That's a rep," and it would have won the movie. Dude, it would have won it.
Dude, 80s, 90s, Schwarzenegger, he could have fought anybody. And you would have bought it. It wouldn't have mattered. The Mummy, Dracula. That's the missed opportunity. Yeah. They should have had Arnold fighting more, just mystical.
And then they ruined it even further with the animated Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in the next one.
Well, he works because it brings a Schwarzenegger.
Oh, sure, but they animated him for that last sequence, and it looks like hot garbage. Yeah. It's so. I thought this one's bad. That one is somehow 10 times worse.
But his movie though is pretty good.
The Scorpion King. I still haven't seen that one. I should watch it.
Yeah. You're talking about. Yeah, you should watch it just for this show alone. What's wrong with you?
Scorpion.
But because it's very Schwarzenegger. His shirt's off. He's big as shit. He's just pounding people. And it works because it's more of an act. He's trying to be funny. He's like, he's just trying to kill people.
Once again, just them doing everything they can to not have an Egyptian in the movie. With literally, what can we do to not cast any Egyptians in a movie? And how can we not film in Egypt?
I mean,
it's like the most anti-Egypt movie ever.
It's like the audition process was, hey, what kind of brown are you? Kurdish? Perfect. What kind of brown are you? Egyptian? No, get out of here. We don't need you.
No.
I mean, but that's the thing they could do. It's like I guess that's their prerogative. It's like they're putting the money up. They're doing what they want. They know the people that are going to go see this movie. I guarantee you, Egyptians aren't going to see it. So they're just like, it's like we're going to just.
Wouldn't it be great if this was like Egypt's Gladiator, where like you go to Egypt and they're like, the Mummy's the greatest movie ever made.
Or that's the tagline, "The Mummy, we got real Egyptians." It's literally that's the byline.
Yeah, I mean, they do that a lot, It's like I think they made that isn't that Christian Bale?
Oh Moses the Ridley Scott one with him and Joel Edgerton.
Yeah, they do that shit all the time, and it's like now they can't do it as much because there'll be some backlash or whatever. But it's like, but that's acting. It's like they're acting like Egyptians. They don't have to be. I don't watch Friday and be like, oh, it's just more white dudes,
Well, now the move is, like, do we have a character of color? Let's cast Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but that's the least of the problems in this movie, that it doesn't have Egyptians. It's like, I don't think you had like a whole cast of Egyptians would not have helped this movie. I think it's Brendan Fraser, and I've nailed it. It's him not reacting real enough to this stuff. And I think she's the better actor. So I think I buy her more. Like when she's like, they're about to kill her and all that, and she's all sexy with her armpit up and everything. Like I think it's like I buy her more than I buy Brendan.
That was some major armpit action.
It was.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. And also, this should be her armpits. Come on. Yeah. Let's get some. You're hanging out in Egypt. You got time to shave your armpits.
Hell, I'm kicking out my last question. New question. Best armpit moment in film history? I mean, is this
pretty good.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Good. I think I don't know. It's like Linda Hamilton. Did you see her armpits when she's doing arm pull-ups?
Yeah, that was pretty great.
That's pretty. It depends on like I'd have to. This is a great. You guys should do a sub show on this. Just best like
those were some pits.
Or like screw the Oscars. Who's got the best armpit this year?
Weird physical. Yeah, weird physical things about people in movies. That could be really funny.
Great elbow.
Best toe hair goes to.
Well, that would be a Tarantino movie. You pick. Yeah. There's about 6 of those before they realized he was a freak. It's like, okay, enough with the feet.
All right, last question. Who or what won this movie for you, or who or what lost this movie for you?
I think what definitely won this movie for me was the music, actually. Like, the music is the one thing that really carries the movie through. Like, it feels like a John Williams score, but not quite the same. Like, it felt a little bit like Indiana Jones and a little bit like Phantom Menace, but not totally like it was copying it. So I think that's really the one thing that I could pull out that I say I absolutely love every time I watch it. For me personally, the thing that lost it for me hard is just how poorly the visual effects have aged. Like, there were points where like the locusts are coming in and it just looks like static on the screen. Like, they were trying to do so much with such crappy technology that it ended up washing out the image. So yeah, those are the two things for me.
Dustin.
How hot his mistress was. Who's Puerto Rican, by the way.
In the airplane version of the movie, they actually had to animate a bikini on her because they thought it was too scandalous.
Well, I would agree with the Academy. The sound, no. I think I guess the kind of the build up. I mean, the character stuff was pretty good, as far as just like when they introduced the characters and things, and like just kind of the. Just the beginning of the movie was pretty good, when it just kind of like you don't know what's going to happen next, and the kind of the waiting for the suspense to kind of get to you and stuff. I thought that was good. Yeah. The suspense movie parts were good. It's like it kind of had an old school feel. And I do like the practical effect of a mummy coming out of a tomb thing. Like I like that. I think that's a fun effect. The Raiders did that a few times, where it's just like the skeleton comes out. So some of the practical effects I liked. And then, like I said before, I think it was his reaction to like, just all these mummies coming trying to kill you. And you're just basically like just more concerned about sounding cool instead of really just being terrified. I think it was that acting part was probably that's what lost it for me.
What won it for me, this is kind of a jab win for me, but I feel like the Beatles bugs or whatever were the pregnant pause of this movie. It was like, if they didn't know what to do, they were like, send the Beatles. They were like, even after the mummy dies and they win, there's more bugs. Like, just, when I saw more bugs at the end, I was like, are they? So they exist even when the mummy's not, like, with these bugs, like they're just everywhere all the time. They run out of ideas. Like, send the Beatles. It's like, all right. So I guess the Beatles won it for me.
I mean, they are genuinely terrifying when they're crawling under people's skin. Like, that was a really cool effect.
Yeah, but they should have chopped his arm off instead of like pulling it out. Like, there should have been some more graphic, but I guess they're trying to make it for, PG-13 or whatever, but it should have been some of that, But yeah, the Beatles were cool. I like that part.
Yeah, what lost it for me is a couple things. Fraser isn't just not a good action star. Everything is in the same tone. Cannot stand him. I loved him in Airheads. Hate this so much for him.
I liked him more in Journey to the Center of the Earth than I did in this one.
Yeah, I liked him more in Bedazzled. Yeah. At least he had some range. I think you nailed it, Kyle, where it's like he's just not a good action star. He's a good actor, and he can do a lot of different stuff, and he's proved it. But I think that's what it is. I just don't want him like saving the world and getting the girl. Like, I don't buy it. I don't. That's what it is. That he's just not a good action star. He's good at everything else. He's funny. He's good in this, campy stuff. He's good in like even a serious role like The Whale. Like, he's good in all that stuff. He's great in that HBO show. That I'm trying to remember what that's called.
Well, I don't remember.
Yeah, but anyway, it's like that's just a voice. I don't even think that's him. But yeah, he's good in a lot of stuff. But I think that's what it is. He's just not, And who are the best action stars? It's like Bruce Willis was one of the best. You said Sly and Schwarzenegger, even like even Matt Damon in those series. It's like there's certain guys that can pull it off. But I don't think he pulled.
Last thing that lost it for me, it's just the busiest movie ever, and I'm just trying to imagine myself in the editing room for this film, and it's like they had all the footage, and they're just like just more zombies coming to the ground from nowhere. Like when the guys with the crown things come out, like I'm just like more, like just more zombies, more beetles, more everything. It just never stops from the minute, and it's not good stuff either.
And yet nothing happens for the first half of the movie.
I think I would have probably enjoyed more backstory than the actual like action story that was happening in the movie, you know, because I think that stuff was kind of cool in the beginning, but I think they rushed that. They kind of got to that pretty quick. I would like to know a little more about the history of what's going on. You know, it's just a guy walks in and, you know, then he kills him or whatever. So give me a little more backstory, you know, with the love affair and the thing and, you know, being Egyptian, what's that like? You know, like that's, to me, that's interesting, you know, a little bit more of that. Maybe even actually have them doing more tomb stuff and, you know, all that stuff. Like, I don't know, just would have been interesting. Maybe just the life of an Egyptian, even though they're all white dudes, still would have been interesting to have like more of like, what's it like being on, you know, in the desert and all that stuff. I don't know. And maybe a cat thing there, maybe a little, you know, little nugget in the beginning. And, you know, I don't know, just you could have done a little more of that because I think that's to be more interesting. Have a war, you know, have some more battles and some, I don't know, just a little more build up.
Yeah, man.
Of the Egyptian
Love
life.
It. We'll wrap up with our rapid scorecard. If you recall, we do 4
I'm walking like an Egyptian. That's how we're doing.
We'll do 4 categories rapid.
That was a big bang. Bangles. Bangles.
I love those bangles.
That's it.
And they had the neck bangles too. Bangles. What are those called? The neck ones. Then they have the neck things too. Then the Egyptian band.
The chicks. Oh, you're talking about. They're actually.
I don't know. They look like them. They look like neck bangles.
Oh, interesting.
No, you guys are pretty young, but there's a band.
No, I know the song you're talking about.
Welcome to the Egyptian. All right, the joke's gone. You guys ruined it. Anyway,
I died. It's my fault.
We're talking about necklaces. What are you talking about?
It's me, not you. It's me, not you. I'll take
We're all in this together. We're going down. The ship's going down together. We're all
just bury me deep. Just bury me.
Nobody's at fault on this one. We tried. It was just we had a weird movie. Like you guys really went out there with this one. I feel like anything else I could really crush, and this was tough. Tough.
Cool. We'll do rapid fire. So 4 categories. This is just how we approve or not approve the movie: cast, writing, directing, and then film composition, which is the editing, choreography, all the things that aren't in the first one. You want to kick us off, Dustin? What do you think?
What am I supposed to do? One.
I'll start us off. So acting, it's actually going to be a squeak over for me, only because of 4 people. Because of Rachel Weisz, because of John Hannah, Arnold Vosloo, who was Imhotep, and Kevin J. O'Connor, who was Benny. I love watching those 4 people. Every time they're on screen is the most fun parts of the movie. So it's going to be a very small squeak over for a yes on the acting. Everyone else was just so-so, but those 4 really, really brought it out for me. Writing is going to be a no for me. It's just the plot was fun, but everything that made up the story, the dialogue, a lot of the things that happened, it like you said, it was just too busy, a lot of stuff going on, and at the same time, it almost felt like nothing was really happening for a while there. So it's a no on writing for me. Directing, that's going to be a squeak over for me, only because it's still. It goes back to that Roger Ebert quote I had at the beginning where it's like, there's so much bad with this, but for some reason I still have fun when I get out of it. Like I still enjoyed watching the movie, even though I could pick everything apart. So, and I feel like that's on the director. That's speaks highly to how he put the film together, but it's still a squeak over for me. And then as far as everything else, film composition goes, the visual effects sucked, but the music was amazing. The sound design was incredible. I actually really appreciate the editing throughout this, because if there is anything that did bring a kind of horror tone to the movie, it really was the editing. So I am going to go a squeak over on film composition. So it is 3 squeaks and a hard no.
That's a lot of damn squeaking.
It is. It's a squeaky movie today.
Holy shit. You going to squeak it up, Dustin?
Oh, sorry. I didn't know it was my turn. I was just listening. I'm trying to write.
Sorry, it was a squeak. It was more of a squeak joke than a call out. I just wanted to keep squeaking.
Yeah, I don't know. It's squeak or squeak not. I don't know.
A squeak and a scotch. That's our scale for over and under.
Squeak and a scotch.
It's not official.
Okay. Well, the acting is. It's like I agree with you, Seth, 100%. All those guys were good. And the guy that played her brother, I like. He was in Spartacus, which is one of my favorite bad shows. I don't know if you watch that on Starz.
I've seen episodes.
It's pretty bad. But I mean, if you like boobs and swords, it's kind of,
That's what they should have called it.
A lot of fun and a lot of blood. Yeah, it's a good one. But I don't think that, like, because the one guy that you're relying on is Brendan Fraser. So it's like, I think it's like, even with all the supporting cast in the world, it's not enough. And so I'm going to go, what do you say, under on that one, or just not? It's a no. Okay, it's a no. And the writing, no, because I think you should have gone with those other writers. Like, you probably could have made some weird ass cult movie that, and so I would say no on that. I think the director definitely had a lot to work with. I can't imagine something on this scale. So I'm going to give him a little bit of a squeak, just because I feel like to tempt this thing, which is this grandiose, huge budget, huge thing. So he pulled it off and made a successful movie. So I always say, if you're successful in dollars and cents and all that, you did something right. So I feel like I'm going to give him to that. Composition, I enjoyed parts of it. I know there were some miniatures that were built and stuff, which I'm a big fan of that. So sometimes you would look at some wide shots and it would be pretty cool. It kind of like, kind of captured that whole Egyptian vibe, feel, or whatever. So yeah, I would give it, I think it looked good a lot of times, just not when it was, some of those effects, but like the wide shots of like, Egypt or whatever, I thought looked pretty good. And then the music was good. Yeah, I thought that was
nice. 2 and 2.
Wow.
So
you
2 and 2?
Squeak
yeah,
in there.
2 and 2. I go 2 and 2.
Way to embrace the squeak.
Thanks, buddy.
Love it.
Squeak Nation, y'all.
Squeak Nation. I ain't squeaking shit here.
I
know.
So negative.
And I've been more negative lately.
I love it. I'm a negative guy a lot of the time, so it's good. Seth keeps us all kind of upbeat, but
he's upbeat.
I like it.
Unless we're talking about the Crow City of Angels.
Yeah. Cast.
Movie.
Cast, just horrible. Just there's not one performance. Yeah, there's not one performance that I can cling to. I'm annoyed.
Really?
And I remember, you ever do the thing where you're not liking a movie, and we live in the digital age now, so you pause it to see how many minutes are left?
Yeah.
I did that.
Oh, this whole movie. I did this 9 times in this movie too. I was like, oh my gosh. And I only watch it, obviously for you guys. So
and I feel bad about that. I feel like we owe you money now. Like,
we've made you watch Superman Returns and The Mummy.
I had to dust off the DVD player. So
someday we'll pull you in for a good movie.
I know,
right?
I know.
No, let's find. Let's get him a masterpiece, Seth.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no performances here, and I come from just the school of Schwarzenegger, Sly, Willis, Keanu, and this is just a horrible action star here. Rachel Weisz, her voice just got on my nerves. All the other actors, even the guy that eventually would do an amazing job in There Will Be Blood as Henry, opposite Daniel Day-Lewis, horrible here. I was like, it's like he fell out of Aladdin, and they put him in this movie. Horrible.
He fell off the
carpet over Africa, since they didn't want to film this in Egypt. Directing, what a trash fire. Just $80 million, and it's like this movie was so cluttered. It was like an action adventure version of Hoarders. I just felt like there was so much shit that they could have cut out of this thing, and it would have been better. This thing, it's just stuff after stuff, man. I'm just like, you couldn't cut in the editing room where they're just cheering this on. They're like, woo, like just more stuff,
more Beatles.
I'm just like, there's just so much, and I'm just like, who was just in the editing room saying maybe we should tone it down? Like why do we need a third wave of zombies?
I was half expecting Paul McCartney to walk out at some point.
How many?
So many Beatles.
How many waves?
Kevin Hart.
Hey! How many waves of zombies did we need? I mean, or not zombies, mummies. Like, how many waves? Like, there weren't that many in the beginning of the movie when they're painting the historical thing. I'm like, there wasn't that many people there for this. I'm just like, so yeah. Anyway, horrible directing, writing. I don't understand it. and part of the problem is I'm so annoyed with how stimulating and busy it is that I don't know if I remember a lot of what was said. It was,
Oh yeah, you
yeah,
forget
there's not a
everything.
memorable quote.
There's
And that's
no
the thing.
catchphrase, no nothing.
Yeah. There's no Arnoldisms.
And he tried too. He tried.
Mhm.
He's working his ass off for those lines. You know, those one.
He just talks so much. So that's O, and then the last one, film composition.
Ozempic.
Ozempic. I mean, I think the music was good.
Which he's on now. He's on now, by the way.
The whale. I love the hard H.
See, we're figuring this out. This
right at the end. Right at the end.
You just got to go everywhere else except the Mummy.
I'm looking at the timer at the bottom. We bombed for an hour and 20 minutes, and we're just not getting our stride.
You got to close strong. That's all on you.
That's all they remember.
This is like that time I got booked to host an open mic during March Madness at a sports bar. That was awesome. Yeah, but I mean, the music, I honestly don't even remember it. Like, I guess I'm gonna have to say hard no on this because again, it comes down to editing. I just feel like the pace, like I know there was a pace, but to me, the pace was just like busy, cluttered, great, more. I'm just like, there was no one making decisions. Like, you got to sacrifice, you got to kill the puppies, man. Like, yeah, it's a hard 0 and 4 for me. I can't do it. And if you make me watch the rest of these movies, I'm out. I can't. I want to know.
We all have to watch. We should do we'll do like a revisit or whatever. But I feel like I want to watch the new one and see if they figured out, because that's the thing. From a bomb, you figure out like, oh, okay, I did this wrong or whatever. But even though this movie technically wasn't a bomb and it was a blockbuster hit, really. But it's like, but I wonder if they figured some stuff out.
Yeah, it made $440 million.
Yeah,
that's
especially for 1999.
Yeah. And it's people saw it multiple times. Like it's some people bought the DVDs.
I knew some guys after college who one year for Christmas did a live stream where one guy had, I think it was 32 VHS copies of The Mummy, and they watched every one of them back to back until they were through all of them, and they live streamed the whole thing.
Hilarious! Wow,
dude, I would just.
Yeah, because they couldn't rewind it. That's fine. Because it's like
that's a great time to start doing heroin.
Dude, I have one of these DVD VHS combos, and like I think you guys commented on my post, but it's like I tried to hook it up to my brand new TV, and it just like smoked it out. It was like, no, dude, we're not doing this technology. We're not doing 89 technology.
These ancient rays.
Yeah, it just smoked it out.
I was like, guess I got to pull my Laserdisc player out.
Yeah. Oh, I wish I had one of those, but I don't think the new TVs would do any of that stuff. It's like, I had an adapter. I was all excited to watch like Alien on VHS because that, to me, that looks better than it does crisp because it's just all kind of grainy and like it's scarier like that when it's kind of wobbly. And so it's just like, that'll look great on this TV. And the tape's still stuck in there. I can't get it out.
Love it.
I got to go down to the local VCR repair. Those are everywhere. So,
well, my friend, The Mummy was rough, but it is always so good to have you, my friend. And you're one of the funniest dudes out there. And it's just an honor to have you. Thanks, and you want to tell our audience what you're up to and where you'll be if you're not on a ship and they can come see you?
Yeah, I don't know like the ship label everybody seems to give me now.
Ship boy. What are you going to need?
Because when I was a young comic, it was like cruise comics were the worst
and the richest.
Hey, Daddy's got to work, man. I got expensive lifestyle out here in LA, so I got a Kia Sportage and an apartment to pay for. But it's I'll be on some cruises. I'm also out with some guy you might have heard of, Nate Brigazzi. So I'll be out there. We're doing a little tour together. Be out in some marinas in June. I think we're going back. Well, I'm going back home to my hometown. So it's always fun to do 15,000 in front of
where's home
high
for you?
School people that didn't treat you good, nice. Dallas Fort Worth area, Texas.
Are you going to be? He's doing Nashville later this year, right?
Nah, I think that's all. That's usually all the Nate Land guys. But Yeah, I usually, it's, he's very specific to who we are. Like, I do all the Texas stuff. Like people, the Nashville guy is going to be all the Nashville. He's just gonna, and it makes it easier. He doesn't have to
It's
fly
almost like he's a
out.
professional and knows how to build a show.
Yeah, he knows Bates will drive, so he's. So he's like, why would I fly in Dustin when Bates is literally 15 minutes away? So. It makes sense.
No, Bates.
I get it.
Well, that's awesome, man. Wishing you all the continued success, and can't wait to have you on for a good movie someday.
Thanks.
And
do it again.
Yeah, it'd be fun. It's something, something weird, something, horror maybe. That's real horror, because I love real horror.
Let's do Hellraiser.
Yeah. Ooh. I would do Hellraiser. Hellraiser's fun. That movie scared the crap out of me. It still scares me thinking about it. Like, that's one where it's interesting because it's like the practical effects are still kind of dated, but it's still you're still scared, and it still freaks you out when he doesn't have any skin and stuff. Like that's
I haven't seen it yet,
like
so I'd be
way
totally into that.
than The Mummy. Oh, sorry. Okay. But let's just say there's some no skin parts that'll freak you out a little bit when you're like 10 years old watching it for the first time.
Nothing about skin in that movie.
Yeah, it's a good one.
No. Yeah, it's fantastic. I read the book too. The book is wild too. It's really short.
Nice.
Well, I guess that's it. I guess we wrapped it up.
Yeah.
Like a mummy. Huh? We wrapped it up like a mummy.
That's right.
There it is.
I was forced to retire from comedy. It was great. Anyway, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, you'll be on a shoot.
Yes, sir.
Soon
I'll be cleaning up vomit, though. I won't be telling jokes. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out. I'm Kyle.
I'm Seth. See you
Love
next
y'all.
time.
Good times, guys.
The Movie Wars.